Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to tonight's live stream. My name is Loup Rouge. I'm a DJ and producer and also an instructor at Electronic Music Collective here in New York City. So today we're going to be working with Serato Studio. I don't know if you guys have experience with this. Super cool program to get started with. It's not as intimidating as other DAWs, and it's super straightforward to work with. It's very intuitive, so we're going to have a lot of fun with this tonight. A little bit of my background. So I've been teaching DJ and music production since 2014. Work with all different DAWs, work with all different DJ programs, vinyl, you name it. I've taught it. And so definitely super excited to be doing this again, right? It's been crazy times lately, and we're all just trying to get new skills, trying to jump back into our creative juices. And it's hard for everyone, but we're here. If you guys are here, I'm super excited. And let's get started. Cool. So right here, I already have Serato Studio open, but I'm going to show you guys how we would go about starting up a brand new project. So for what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be doing a redrum / intro edit for a track that might otherwise be difficult for you to mix while you're DJing. All right. So first thing you want to do is you're going to start new project from template. This screen often shows up as soon as you open the program. You can click this show on launch. I like to keep it just because sometimes I open up my laptop and I have no idea what I'm going to be working on, but I want to get something done. And this is kind of cool. And it kind of gives me an idea, options and inspiration as to what I want to do. Okay. So we're going to choose new remix. Cool. And this window opens up right here. So let's drop audio here, Woos for the children, and, really opens up the next steps for us. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Serato Studio at all. A lot of people I've noticed that use Serato Studio, they come from Serato DJ, and it kind of looks very similar, right? Even the scheme and everything, right? So what you want to do is I'm going to zoom in for you right here so you can see this. We have access to our Serato DJ library. So that's great because whatever you do here, adding songs or getting rid of songs will also reflect in your Serato DJ library, right? So it's one library. You're not working with two separate libraries. So that's super awesome because that's one less library to worry about. All right, and let's think of a song that doesn't have a good intro, right? Oftentimes, there are songs that way, and there'll be a DJ edit somewhere on a record pool and stuff, and that's great, but oftentimes that's not the option. Me personally, I try to not do intro edits just because I kind of like having fun with the music when it's different, when it doesn't have an intro, and kind of figuring out how I'm going to mix it in a creative way, and it keeps me from being repetitive. But there's definitely some songs that I don't play super often, or I play often enough that maybe I should just have an edit to just get it out of the way. And one of those songs is probably Get Busy by Sean Paul. So let's check that out, guys. All right, here it is. Gonna load it in. Cool. We could see it right here. So I'm gonna scrub all the way to the beginning. It's gonna play a quick snippet of the intro so you guys can recognize the song. I'm sure you guys have all heard this song, but let's start from the beginning. Sorry, guys. Shake that thing. Cool. So we hear that shake that thing right from the very beginning. That's tough to DJ, right? If you're comfortable scratching things in or kind of echoing out and dropping, slamming things in and stuff, this is definitely something you can use, and it'll be very cool to use it that way. But let's say you're not there on your DJ journey yet, and you kind of want an intro edit to help you mix that in. Okay, so we set this right here. Right here we have this button that says Set Endless Slicer. What that's going to do is that it's going to cut up the song for you in a way that will be easier to work with, right? So we have 32 beats. I'm actually going to cut it down to 16 beats, the equivalent of 4 bars. All right, so I'm going to set my endless slicer. We see all these kind of cue points set right here, and it's in 4 bar chunks. What else am I going to do to this track? I'm going to go up here to the top, and I'm going to change the BPM. I want to make it more of a housey vibe. Let's change it up a little bit. Let's have fun with this. All right. So I'm going to double click, boom, and just type in 120. You can also tap it, or you can click up and down. But if you know exactly where you want to go, just double click it. 120, you're good to go. All right. And I'm also going to detune the track. Serato Studio has a very easy way to do this. You have your key right here. It's at 4A. And, you just click up and down where you want to take it. So if we go up, we'll get higher pitched. Shake that thing, miss. And if we go the other way, it's lower. Let's see. Let's try. Shake that thing, miss. Shake. Actually, want it a little bit lower. Okay, let's hear that. Shake that thing, miss. Shake that thing, miss. That's what I want to work with. All right, and if you see here, audio one, similar to other DAWs, I have my mixing right here, my volume mixer. I just lowered it a little bit so that when we bring drums in, I'll be able to kind of balance things out in a better way. All right. So right here, we have our scenes. We'll talk about that in a second. But first, I want to get an idea of what we're going to do. Okay. So let's click in. Let's bring it to the beginning. And let's just give a listen to it and see kind of how the song breaks down. Shake that thing, miss. Two, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4. Cool. So the beat kind of comes in right here. So we have 12 bars to work with, right? I would say there's like a 4-bar clear vocalized intro. Then you have some beat for 8 bars, and then it kind of goes into the song. Shake that thing, miss. Kinda shake that thing, miss. Annabella shake that thing, yeah. Donna, Jody and Rebecca. Okay, so that gives me an idea of what I want to do. Okay, so now let's add some beats to this. I'm going to teach you 2 ways how to do an intro edit today. One is going to be created by us. Then we're going to mess around with that idea a little bit. And then we're going to take another part of the song and drop it in to be an intro as well. Okay. But right now we want to go back to our scenes right here, and kind of opens up this matrix that might be similar to a lot of different DAWs. I don't know if you guys have messed around. You guys have kind of your sequencer right here. And Serato Studio makes it super easy to get started with this. A lot of people, when we get started, it's very difficult to kind of know exactly where to place our hits, right, to make a beat sound good. I know it took me a while, a lot of trial and error to really get that right. But Serato Studio gives you an option to help alleviate that, right? To take away that learning step. Not saying that you're not going to learn it, but this is going to give you a good guideline on where to start. All right. So first off, what I want to do is I want to choose what type of edit I want to do, what type of genre I'm using up here. So let me zoom in for you guys. And you see it says house techno. If we click down on the caret, we get this this menu right here, and there's all different kinds of things, right? You got dancehall, Latin, drum and bass, dubstep, EDM, you name it. If you want it, it's here. So let's continue with the house techno, because it is kind of a housey vibe. And let's check it out. If we see right up here, we have a scene size, right? So if we remember previously, I cut up the song into 16 beats into 4-bar chunks. So I'm going to do the same here just so it's easier to work. And it'll just like lay over whatever else we want to do. So I'm going to do 4 plus or minus, and you can get all the way up to the full 8 bars. So we're going to work with 4. Zoom out a little bit. I'm going to click right in here. Boom, and it generates some drum hits for us. So let's listen to what we got. Sorry, guys. There we go. Not feeling that too much. All right, so if we listen through it, I'm not feeling this necessarily. So we're not attached to this, right? Don't think that we're locked into this. You clicked it once and that's it. You gotta just run with it. So we click it again. It kind of starts giving us different things. This is a little too busy for me, for my liking. There we go. That's cool. I like that. I'm gonna hit it once more, see how I feel about the next one. I think I liked the previous one before. So how do I get back to that? What you got to do is, there's no back button, but you can do Command Z, right? The magical Command Z saving us always. And there it is again. Very cool. All right. So let's say I want to run with that. Now I have my clip right here, my intro clip, and I can just come right here and drag it. So we said we had 4 bars right here in the beginning, and that's cool. But I want to extend. I want to have an 8-bar intro, right? An 8-bar intro, then an 8-bar pre-song, part of an intro, and then go full into the song. Okay. So I have to extend this a little bit. And that's super easy to do here. We already know that this intro section is 4 bars. So I'm going to zoom in for you guys. I'm just going to drag it over, drop it right into the 4-bar, after the 4-bar intro. And let's give that a listen. Let's try it by itself. Boom. Then it gets started. So now I want to get this over here as well, over this part of the song. I can drag it down, and I can also click right onto the clip that I want to use. And, use a shortcut. Definitely learn your shortcuts. It helps a lot with your workflow. Do Command D, and it duplicates it for you. Boom, perfect. You don't even have to slide it. You don't have to worry about putting it in the wrong place. It's there. All right, let's give it a listen. We're not going to go from all the way from the beginning, but let's hear it. Shake that thing, miss. Can I shake that thing, miss? Annabella shake that thing, yeah. Donna, Jody and Rebecca, woman get busy. Just shake that. Okay, so this section changes up a bit. So I want to do something a little bit different here. I kind of do like the sequence that we got going on. So I'm going to go back to the scene. You don't want to overwrite what you're doing here, change this, because whatever you change in this section will also translate to what's over here. So what you want to do is to create a new scene. So you go down here, you have your little plus sign. Zoom in for you guys. And when you go over it, right, you get the 2 options. You can put copy or empty. In this case, I'm going to choose copy because I do want to use a part of what we already have. All right, so we saw the copy. We have the same thing on both sides. Cool. So now let's listen through what we got here. We got our kick, we got our snare, no snare going through there. We do have our hats open and claps. Okay, so I really want it to be a very broken down, like a breakdown part of the beat. So what I want to do is get rid of this. Can I just go back and click on all the hi-hats? Yeah, but that's very time consuming. And a lot of times you want to be efficient with what you're doing, right? You want to be using that brain power to use with the creative juices, not so much with clicking things through and, messing up and clicking more things in. So what you can do is you can right click right here and clear the row. Also, if we take a look at that menu, remember for you guys, you can also fill in the row, and you can choose at what interval you want to fill that in, right? So if I want 32 beats, it's going to sound super crazy, but if I want to do it, I can do it. Don't let me tell you not to do something. If you want to do it, do it. All right, now this is different. We'll work a little bit with this in a bit, but if we click right up here into the grid, this opens up and you see that it was doubled up. So this brings it back to how it used to be. And the 3 kind of triplets, and it lets you mess around with your times a little bit. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. So I want to get rid of the hi-hats, open hi-hat. So I'm going to right click, clear the row, claps. I don't want the claps either. We're going to clear the row. All right, let's see what we have. All right, just bass. All right. Now add this distorted kick in the beginning. Let's do it every other. All right, next one here. Let's hear it. Very minimal. I like that. All right, now let's hear how that sounds. So we're going to put it right here into the scene. You don't have to start all the way from the beginning. You can duplicate it on the fly. Cool. So now that it's going into further into the song, right? I could just leave it here if I just wanted to do a intro edit, right? But I think we've changed the song already so much that we might as well keep on going a bit. We changed the BPM, we've changed the key. We've essentially working on a redrum. So I'm gonna do one more section right here. Let's try something different. Let's start it off from another scene, but let's start it off empty. Now, with this one, I am going to choose to pre-generate one just to kind of get those creative juices flowing, right? Could I start it from scratch? Yes, but let's use what the program offers us, and then let's make that our own. All right. Let's see, what do dancehall Latin? Let's see what we got here. Kind of like that. Gives me El General vibes from the early 90s. That's cool. We can run with that. Okay, but I only made a 1-bar scene. Okay, we can duplicate that. Make it a 4-bar. Cool. There we go. Now, let's listen to it and let's add variation because I did it that way. Each one is the same exact thing, right? So I want to add some variation to it to really change up what it sounds like. So. See how that sounds? I like that. And then we'll go right here. I'll take this one out. Let's give it a listen. Cool. Notice that they're not using the cowbell. Come on, everyone loves the cowbell. So, some slight variation. Let's see what more we can do. Let's add a clap right here. Double clap at the end. Cool. So we kind of took that, added some things, and we're going to come down and let's place it, right? Let's hear how different that sounds. Fits at all with what we're doing. So I feel like it's clashing a little bit. So I'm going to lower the EQ right here on our channel for the song, for the Get Busy track. Lower the low so that it's not clashing so much with the bass we have going on. Cool. So now we can definitely keep on running that through the whole track and kind of laying things out how we want. But I'll let you guys decide how you guys want to do that. Right? Pick a track of your own and really go all out. Now, things that I want to touch on here, right? We don't have to stop here. This is an intro edit, but there are still things we can do to this to make it our own. So we have right here a nice classic 808 drum kit, right? I think we've all heard of 808s. Very, very used, a well used drum kit by so many people. But we have options. Serato Studio gives you so many things to work with. We don't want to limit ourselves to what everyone else is working with. So let's try out different things. We go down here, we go back into our library. Let me take you back to see how I got there. In case you didn't see it, I clicked onto my library. Let's zoom in for you guys. I click into drums. And right here, all drum kits, right? We have Serato packs, drum one shots, and drum kits. Now, one shots is definitely cool to have because it allows you to create your own drum kits. And that's definitely something that, you know, you want to do. The more you produce, the more you get comfortable with what you're doing and wanting to make your own sound. Having hits that are yours, right? A combination of drum hits that kind of speaks to you will also speak to people who are listening to you, right? It's a great feeling when you hear something and you're like, oh, I think that producer is such and such, just by the beats that they're using, right? The hits that they're using. And that's because they've generated kind of a very well known sound to themselves. And a drum kit can help with that a lot. But that's something that we're going to talk further along, something that we go more in depth with in our Serato Studio production class at Electronic Music Collective. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be coming out later this month. But right now, let's work with the drum kits. Now, right here, we have a good amount of drum kits. I'll zoom in for you guys. Old school drum kit, you know, some boom bap, clean 808, clean 909. You know, there's a lot of stuff to choose from. And we don't have to start all over if we want to give them a shot, right? We kind of already have a basic idea of what we have made here already with our scenes. So we don't want to start all over. We don't want to lose the work that we've already done. So with the drum kits, it's super cool because you can just drag and drop them, right? And you're going to ask me, Loop, where do you get all these drum kits from, right? Can I just like go online and download, you know, from who knows where drum kits? It's like, yeah, you can. But why do that? If you go to the Serato website and go onto their Serato Studio pages, they offer so many packs. They offer a ton of packs for free. It's a free program, you know, it limits you a little bit, but it's a great place to get started. You don't have to do this crazy investment. They give you all the tools you need to really jump in and get it done right? Good quality sounds. So you go onto their website, you go to their downloads page, and they have the program there. They have all the sound packs there. And if you do end up getting the subscription, they offer a lot more sound packs and they're uploading brand new sound packs all the time. I just saw that Jazzy Jeff uploaded one recently, and a lot of big names have been uploading. Flostradamus, so many to remember. But definitely check them out. Check out their website. It's a lot of cool stuff. And I'll show you how to use them right now. So once you get them in and download a pack, also what you want to look at is, you know, how do we get the packs in from the download into here? Great question. So I actually have, it's going right here. We were just talking about the Jazzy Jeff right here. Downloaded it. You just double click it. Opens up and it's right here. It says extracting. Well, let's see if we can zoom into that. Extracting DJ Jazzy Jeff's beat pack. There we go. Easy as that. Right? You just download it, double click it, and it opens up the program. I already had the program open, so it just started off. If I didn't have the program open, it would open it up. It would ask me that first question of what I want to get started, and the pack would be going. All right. So now we have these Jazzy Jeff drum kits right here. Look at how easy that was. That was so fast. And we just drop them in right here. Now we got them right here from our clean 808 that we can listen through real quick. Cool. To our Jazzy Jeff. That's cool. Something different. So now I'm going to go back just so we can hear what we had. I'm going to go back to our intro one. Hey, it's the Jazzy Jeff pack right there. And we can try these all out live, right? While we're playing it, you can just drag and drop and no commitment. Try whatever you want. That's cool. I like that one. Old school housey vibes. So it's super cool. And a lot of these drum packs, they offer the one shots as well. So if there's only one hit that you like out of the drum kit that is put together by the artist uploading it by Serato, you can go back, extract that, and put it into your own drum kit. So far, I'm liking this one. That sounds clean. Let's listen to this. Oh, yeah. Let's listen to our dancehall Latin inspired. Okay, so this doesn't fully work with this. I think instead of the alternate kick, I want to use the regular kick. Just draw those in. It's basically. Right. Okay. Now, if we listen to this clap is very loud for my liking. So if you notice, right here on this screen, whenever I click onto one of them, I get up here, I'll show you guys, the name, shaker, percussion, clap, open hi-hat, the alt kick, close hi-hat, whatever the name is, it's going to show up right here. So I want to work with the clap, right? I said I feel it's a little too loud for my liking. So we get this strip right here. It's like its own mixer for that hit, and that's super awesome because it really allows you to go into the drum kit and kind of modify it as you please, right? So I feel like it's a little bit loud. I'll just lower the gain a bit, a little bit more. That's cool. You can filter it out a little bit. Cool. And now, it was too loud. Now it sounds good. Gave it a little bit of a filter. I think it sounds good. Now let's go back to our track and hear how that sounded overall. All right. Our intro is going to sound totally different from what we had before. Breakdown. What do you guys think about that? I like that. sold that. If we listen to that, I felt like some of the hits were too loud. This is Perk. Cool. So I was able to change that on the fly, kind of listen over the track to see how that sounded to my ears, at least. Overall, if something was too loud or too soft, I can go in while it's playing over and adjust it here. Now, the one shots, right? Kind of just to touch a little bit onto it, you can change the amount of sound that you want of an individual sound clip, right? Like I said, that's something that we cover more in depth in the full Serato Studio curriculum that we'll be offering at Electronic Music Collective later this month. So if that's something you're interested, it's definitely something that you should, come to us for, because we definitely cover it. And we have all this menu right here. You can change the key, you could change how fast it hits, the velocity. You can even reverse it and get some really cool effects. But yeah, for today, want to keep it simple, not leave it super, don't want to intimidate anyone or go too hard and oversaturate with information. But yes, you can edit the individual drum hits, and you can also do it with your own personal sounds, putting them into a drum kit. All right. So what do we have? Cool. So we got that going. This is kind of the full song, but let's say for specific purposes, I don't want to go too far into it, and I kind of want to cut it off right here. And I just want to use up to this part of the song, right? There's no need for us to do the whole thing, or if you want to make some kind of transition track and add something else to this side, you can as well. If you notice here, when I kind of come up to the edge, I get this little bracket. So this bracket allows me to click and make it smaller. There we go. And if you need to zoom in to make sure you got it directly on, you can do that. Boom. Right. And like I said, right now I'm not producing a full song or anything like that. It was just kind of to show you the function that we can cut that as well. And then, if we wanted to bring this in again from the top and do like this as kind of like a little outro, we can do that as well. All right. This was super, super fast. We're just throwing things together and seeing how everything sounds. We go back to the scene. Cool. So that's a super quick way, super intuitive way using Serato Studio to your advantage, kind of helping us generate drum hits for what we're trying to do, right? You don't think that you have to stop and learn all this theory and learn how to the structure of a beat and how to build specific type of beats. You don't got to learn all that anymore. You're going to learn it, but you're going to learn it in practice, right? You're going to be able to do it before you fully understand what you're doing. And that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm definitely not a purist. I think the more people doing it, the better. I want people to be learning this and feel comfortable with this and definitely have a good time with it, have fun with it. There's no rules in music. Often a lot of students have come up to me. It's like, oh, but in this type of music. This goes on for this amount of beats and stuff. It's like, yeah, I mean, if you want to do that, you can, right? There are certain stylistic things that are common to a lot of genres, but that doesn't mean that that's the only way to do it, right? Rules are meant to be broken, and Serato Studio gives you all the tools to do it however you want, do it in a super fast way, and just have fun. That's ultimately what I want you guys to do, is have fun with music. And if you can get more out of it, well, that's amazing. Cool. So we did that super fast. Now let's go back and see another way that we can do this. We threw this up really quick. We used the the scenes to do this. So now I'm going to create a new project from a template. I'm not going to save this. New remix. Let's use the same track, right? We've been comfortable with that track. All right, so same thing. I'm going to bring it to the top. I'm going to set my slicer to 4 bars just because that's a personal preference. Okay. And then, yeah, we're going to do the same thing so that we continue on our journey of what we were working on. Shake that thing, miss. Kinda shake. All right. So we had already established that that section of the track was, sorry guys, that section of the track was 4 bars and then 8 bars, and then it goes into the track. So what we're going to do is that we're going to drop this in here. Zoom in a little bit. Shake that thing, miss. Kinda shake that thing, miss. Annabella shake that thing, yeah. Donna, Jody and Rebecca, woman. Then let's say, I don't mind that he's talking over it. I'm going to be fading it in. Another way you can do this is that you can drop that clip right over here and just have that beginning part repeat. I've downloaded edits myself. Over time, things have gotten a lot better. But I remember when edits were kind of first being made and stuff, some people would just double up the first couple bars or even more and just have it repeat. It's like no different to using a loop to mix in a track. But, if you don't want to use a loop, you can do it this way as well. Shake that thing, miss. Kinda shake that thing, miss. Annabella shake that thing, yeah. Donna, Jody and Rebecca, woman. Shake that thing, miss. Kinda shake that thing, miss. Annabella shake that thing, yeah. Donna, Jody and Rebecca, woman. Get busy, just shake that booty non-stop when the beat drop, just keep swinging. And then right there, you have your 8-bar intro. Now let's see another way that we can do this. Right, there's multiple ways we can do this. As far as I remember, we'll skim through this. Get Busy doesn't have any instrumental sections to it, but let's see what we can find. So it seems like there might be like some kind of breakdown right here. Okay, so that sounds very similar to the beginning section right here. All right, so I'm going to get rid of some of these. All right. Shake that thing, miss. Kinda go shake. Just turn me on, yo, shake that thing. Go right here. I'll set a cue point right here. Let's listen to it. Shake that thing, miss. Oh, listen from here. 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4. Cool. So that's a full 8 bars. It's definitely something that we can use. Just want to make sure I got the right hit.
Yo, shake that.
Yeah,
Yo, shake that.
that is the right hit. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to drag this in right here. I put it in to where I want it in the beginning, and now I'm going to lay over the beginning of the track where we had it.
Shake, shake that thing, miss. Gonna shake that thing,
Basically,
miss.
after
Annabella
this, to
shake that
create
thing, yo.
our
Donna,
8 bar
Jody
intro
and Rebecca, woman, get.
with a beat behind it, right? So we already have the cue point set right here, so I can just drag it down. So at least for me, it's sometimes a little bit hard to kind of see all the lines depending on the lighting that's going on, right? So you can still go into your scene, create a 4 bar scene just to, or in this case, an 8 bar scene, just to kind of have that place marker for you. And then you can put the other part of the audio right into the beginning, right where that is. It's an easier way to keep track. It's essentially a ruler within Serato Studio for you to use. Cool. So let's listen to this.
Shake that thing, miss. Gonna shake that thing, yo. Annabella shake that thing, miss. Donna, yo, Miss Jody and the one named Rebecca, yo. Shake that thing, yo. Joanna shake that thing, yo. Annabella shake that thing, miss. Gonna, yo. Hey, yo, come and just get busy. Just shake that booty non-stop when the beat drop. Just keep swinging it, get jiggy.
Cool. So now we kind of just, by taking a different part of the track and posted it on the front, which is kind of what was going on already with the beginning of the song already. We found it somewhere else in the song with the drum backing it up. We were able to make an 8 bar intro in the beginning of the track and just cut and paste the next part so that we have drums throughout the intro and the rest of the song. And for a lot of people, especially starting out, it's hard to mix when you don't have drums in the background, right? So if drums help you out, if it's a couple of beats, by all means, do it, right? Now, was this the cleanest cut? No, I'm sure if we took our time and really got in and jumped um, in depth into the song, we could find a better section, or we can combine this section with another section of the song to get a really clean sounding cut. Yeah, we can do that. But this is more so to show you guys the technique of what we can do and how fast we can actually get this done. Now, let's say we're super satisfied with this, is how we want to run with it. I want to have this at full volume. How do I get this from here, or what we did before? How do I get that into my Serato set, my Serato crates? Super easy. You go right here, file, export the song, and it gives you the option: export your song as an audio file, WAV, or MP3. Totally your choice. If you're working with a lot of different things and you want to export stems, you can also do that as well. I don't know if you guys can see that super well. Let me zoom in. Export master, and that I just went into the file, export your song, MP3. We want to export our stems. You know, create individual auto files for each deck and wave. Export drum pads as individual auto files. It gives you a lot of options in a very easy way, right? Can you go in and tweak every single little thing? No, but this is definitely a great place to start. This is definitely a great place to get started quick and to build comfort and confidence in your skills and your creativity. And yeah, definitely, that's how you make a intro edit redrum in Serato Studio. And I know a lot of people are showing interest in the sampling of Serato Studio, and that's definitely super cool use of Serato Studio. It's very easy to sample things, really easy to take parts of tracks and cut them out in a very fast way. And like I said, those are things that we see more in the full Serato Studio class that we'll be offering at Electronic Music Collective. And we kind of jump full head into sampling, how to normalize your samples, how to make them sound good with everything else. And yeah, it's a super fun class. I hope you guys take this today, download Serato Studio if you haven't already, um, and just really take a stab at it. Have fun with it. And if you have any questions, reach out, right? Electronic Music Collective, we're here to help you guys out. We're offering classes in not just Serato Studio. We're offering Serato Play, all different DAWs, all different DJ programs, anything you need for DJs and producers. Let me check the chat real quick and see if we have any more questions. Let me see. All right, I think we're good on the questions. All right, guys. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. Let me give you some information about what we're doing. We're Electronic Music Collective. We're a music production DJ learning facility with courses online as well as in New York City. Online is a great thing during this pandemic. I didn't know this was going to be happening. Sure, you didn't. But, we found a place to be online to connect with you guys. It's super cool. Now with technology and the beauty of the internet, we're able to do this and now reach all around the world, right? If you want to take a class with one of your friends and your friend is stuck in Poland, your friend is stuck in Australia, you guys can still take this class together. It's 100% online. That's awesome. Cool. Our goal is to help artists of all skill levels get better at what they do with courses taught by instructors who are professional musicians like myself, who have toured the world. I'm super thankful for that and have released on numerous labels. So if you have any questions, please reach out to Electronic Music Collective, go to our website, check out our classes. If you have questions, fill out the form, reach out to us, and we'll get back to you. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Stay safe out there. This is Loup Rouge. This is Serato Studio. A little taste. Hope to see you guys soon. Take it easy. Have a good night. Stay safe.